My family's class for certain. My uncle became infatuated, but he looked older and made us keep candles lit all night. He was afraid of the dark. One night we all went to Waverly Boyle's for a seance. It was an amusement. We didn't know what we were doing. I thought only the dead appeared at seances. But suddenly Delilah was in the room with us. My uncle nearly died of terror. She was there, but not there. We saw her as if she was very far away, standing in the old Brigmore Manor, painting at an easel, painting a name. It was your name, Dowd.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That's all I know. I hope you find what you're looking for.
That's everything we paid for? My good lord. What a waste of time. She knew nothing.
So much for the good barrister. He had it coming, though. Men like him can never trust anyone. His own niece turned on him. Are you ready to go?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's go home.
Do we know who Delilah is now? One hostile killed and it was the barrister. Had to do it, really. Inescapable because he was bugged. So there you go. Delilah is a powerful witch who leads a coven that has moved into the ruins of Brigmore Manor. You return to your hidden base in the flooded district to plan your next move.
Jessamine Colbin's hands were all that was holding this city together. With her dead, this city was a fast disintegrating web of guardsmen, overseers, nobles, weepers. Maybe this was the world the outsider was trying to show me all along. For years, I'd held together a shadowy band of ex-mercenaries, street kids, and refugees through discipline and a bit of black magic. On the fringes of a city that ate up innocence and weakness. Maybe today was the end of that small world. I thought of Jessamine Colbin's hands shuddering as she lost her grip on life. Whatever doom was coming, I deserved it. My people didn't.
That voice is very familiar to me. I'm gonna risk using another monitor. I am DB the Knife of Dunwall. 2013, I was 10 years old. Michael Madsen, I'm sure I've seen him somewhere else. Kill Bill. Species. Reservoir Dogs as Vic. The Hateful Eight. I only watched that once, didn't like it very much. Yeah. Definitely Kill Bill. I remember him in Kill Bill. And Species. Yep, remember him. Cool. Let's lock it there. Okay. What do we need? Oh, come on. No. Is it broken? Broke. What is this? Advert? Usually it doesn't mind me. Oh. God damn it, it's gonna drop my frames as well because of the bloody autosave. That was not worth it. That was not worth it. Well, it's an old game. 10 years old. Let's go. Let's get back into it. Missions. DLC. Knife of Dunwall. Load. The Surge. Yeah. Okay. How much money do we have? 1,150. Bolt capacity. Standard bolts. I don't think we want any of that. No favors. We'll leave it there. Yep, let's go. Mission clues. Delilah's partly out. Read that already. Oh, base.
Dad, we've been attacked. Overseers are tearing the place apart. Looking for you. They're holding our remaining men, and their leader is in your chambers as we speak. If we take him out and free our men, we can still drive the Overseers back.
I want to know how the bastards found us in the first place.
Okay. Overseers have taken the base by surprise. The assassins are scattered and some are captured. Free them to retake control. God damn it. Didn't say there was going to be all that sodding gear there. Yeah. Meeting Dowd, excerpt from a journal. Another stinking mouth. That's what my mother said. A mouth that would need feeding for years on. Then would sass her every time it opened. First words I can remember her saying that. When she drunk for so long that her eyes stopped working for good, drunk an ocean, it seemed to me. I left the patched up shack we called home. But before heading out, I reminded her of all the times she'd put her hands on me or thrown something at my head. The night she rushed me like an ox, sent me down the back stair. All the time she told me that I was just another stinking mouth. Last thing I heard was her cursing me from her bed, cursing the blind dark. Running with my pals, we had to stay sharp to make enough coin to keep from starving. Same story across the aisles. Not the biggest kids, but sometimes the smartest and the meanest would need to be. The only way to stay off the back alley mattresses, not desperate enough to go on the drain flats with the mudlarks. The only way to stay off the back alley mattresses, not desperate enough to go on the drain flats with the mudlarks. Don't know what that means, but it was a knife for us trying to catch the eye of the hatters or the boys from the Bald Street so they'd take us on. But when a dandy from Serconis stepped from his polished couch and cracked my dear Deidre's pretty head and left her twitching on dying muck, I snapped off one of the wooden gazelles from the top coach and drove the splintered end into as deep as the eye socket would go. Last I saw of Deirdre, she was still, her eyes were grey as sky. Now I like to remember with a smile, laughing from the void, a one-eyed dandy with a gazelle coming out of his head. No one would take me after this, and no one would take me after that. The city watch made a full sweep for a week, full sweep once a week for months, trying to catch me. Even the Grand Guard came in from Karnaka, south down in Serconis. It seemed that Dandy's daddy was the Duke of Serconis. I was too much trouble for my friends from the old neighborhood. Anyone who saw me tried to drive me away, threw rocks at me to leave, or tried to get a bag over my head, hungry for a reward. Even the gangs cursed me on the side. Billy's bad luck, they'd say. Hexed. She'll make it bad for all of us. You may think you know what loneliness is, but I can tell you don't. In the late month of harvest, I had a hate inside me that would have choked most. Then I met Dowd. It was early on the dark morning, only time I could go out. Walking the streets of the legal district, I saw them up ahead. 3 looked like boys from the city watch, but dressed as out of uniform. They were out for blood and coin, running some sort of murder racket, waiting on a drunk barrister or stagger off the bar at just the right time. I didn't see him at first, but a flicker in my eyelid, he was on them. Out of the cold night air, he used a single blade, nothing else. It only touched the one. each of them once, the left side of the throat. The blood spattered in the steamed cobble, quick movements, an occasional grunt, dark hair, and a glimpse of a long scar down his face. Then it was over. He made for the rooftops and never seen the like of it, so I followed. I could have stayed and eluded the poor bastards that he left bleeding, but it could have eaten for a month most likely, but it seemed bigger. This seemed bigger. So I tried to stay up with him, tried to stay hidden without losing sight of him. All across Dunwall, into the wrecked, ruined parts, he crossed into what I could tell was his territory. Hidden sentries and odd masks, I thought. I'd seen everything, the city, in this city, the gangs, but this was something else. All the gangs, but this was something else. Clinging to the roof tiles, watching from behind the chimneys, I watched and followed him into an old building. Inside was all gloom, rotted carpets and desks full of writing and papers. Paintings ruined by the wet. There was weapons and practice dummies. The men lived here in secret, training with knives and crossbows. I lost track of him and continued to explore, but I was a fool. He'd known I was following and came up from behind. When I saw him, I froze, waiting for him to speak. You followed me, found this place, and you're not begging or running for your life. There's nowhere to run, I said. And I'm not very attached to it, to tell the truth. He came close and looked me right in the eyes, trying to see some light inside that would tell me in my story. I think you're already dead inside, but I'll give you something to live for. You'll fight for me and kill people like the ones that have hurt you. I nodded, feeling relief for the first time in months. Oh. 1 second. Still doing something wrong. I'm okay. Okay. Right. That must be the woman's story. Don't know who she is yet, though. Or is she Billy Outlook, I mean? I got there? I know the layout of this place. We came here as the other guy. The crap. I forgot we invested in agility, didn't we? Okay, no easy way to get out there either.
You took the initiative. You mean you saw a chance in personal glory and acted prematurely? Careful. Your careless words will bring us both down. You worry too much.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight?
Indeed.
What now?
I need more men.
Got away.
The Abbey doesn't train fools.
Okay.
Doubt we've been attacked.
Yep.
Over.
We know. Should have saved my money and not bought all those things, but never mind. Saving.
Brother, you took the initiative. You mean you saw a chance for personal glory and acted prematurely? Careful. Your careless words will bring us both down. You worried. Someone get over here!
Sake. We were here doing exactly the same thing against Dowd's guys.
Took the initiative. You mean you saw a acted prematurely. Careful. Your careless words will bring us
Saving?
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Chances are very good.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
That might be worth checking out. Rouse yourself. Wake up! I know you. Here you are. I'll read sight from your end. Here now!
Yeah, not worth it, not worth it. Too many of them.
Indeed, I believe so. What was that?
Come on! He didn't turn around at all for the whole time, and then... Whatever.
squad after what happened last night.
Indeed, I believe so.
Here we go. There was a book here or something, wasn't there? Sokolov technology in the New Age. Except from a recent book detailing Sokolov's machines, one of the advantages of Sokolov technology is that they share the same magnetic. We've read that. We have knowledge of that already. The Deep Watches. Except from a natural philosopher's journal, each voice cable snapped, there's nothing seen, nothing report. My lantern revealed an endless depth below my mission. My mission felt like bitter failure. I would have returned to the surface empty-handed, but now, at the cost of my life, I've made profound discoveries. So I write these words in the hope that that someday my companions will recover this diving bell, which has become my tomb, and find this journal. I want others to know that what I've seen here, what extraordinary events have transpired. Frost is gathering on the inside of thick portals, and my breath is misty. It's been 6 hours since the ill-fated adventure began. My calculations made it clear that there's no more than a good hour of good air remaining. No more than an hour of good air remaining in the sphere. What brought me here? Curiosity, desire for glory, financial gain. In all the months spent designing my submersible, my mind has been fixated on the minute details. Tempering the glass portals, the airflow from surface to the sphere, the ignis switch that would allow communication via bells that skip above. I poured over every element in the design construction of this apparatus. Hello, Sam. And why have I never considered the creatures here might resent my intrusion? That they would... Sam, it doesn't help if you lick my feet, darling. Would lash out with the iron monstrosity plunging deep into the unfathomable darkness. It appeared in an instant out of the inky depths. A great fluke of a whale slid past my lantern, casting wide shadows into nothing. A second later, what had been a steady controlled descent and gut-churning tumble. Metal around me groaned, and I felt that a certain sphere would implode from the pressure. The spinning dizzied me, such as I scarcely kept my feet. The savage collision whereby my skull struck the deck and I blacked out. A precious hour of time was spent in a fitful sleep. When I awoke, the sickening realization came upon me, cut off, untethered, and completely removed from the world above with no chance of returning. I extinguished my lantern some time ago in order to conserve air, and then only did the ghastly radiance of the sea floor reach my eyes. Not the seafloor itself, but the tiny tentacled creature and the swarm over it. They create a carpet of soft colors, twisting, moving waves, and as if they were singing like this. Sounds like that film. Can't remember it. Where they go to the bottom of the sea. It is the dim luminosity that I can see them, the leviathans, the great whales here in the domain. They move with great elegance with purpose. They have approached the sphere repeatedly now, almost touching the pole with the great eye. As I stare into the orb, it is clear to me that the thing is not mindlessly searching for its prey, it is observing me. It is curious. One by one they approach and peer into my window. There's an unnerving sense of intelligence in that gaze, devoid of malevolence. For a time they examine my predicament and allow themselves to drift off to a trance, to trace the broken cables on the sea floor. I dream that one will take the cables in his great jaws and haul me back to the surface, but it is only a rapturous fantasy of the thinning atmosphere. I find myself gasping now, whereas creatures move away and watch from a distance. Their song is different there. I've heard it for years on the surface, but it is soulful and moving. The natural philosopher in me is beginning to suspect the song has notes that we cannot detect. But here in the depths they can be felt. I believe they are trying to comfort me while I die. First research Douglas Church, ESS Keeper, forward exploratory vessel, Academy of Natural Philosophy. These natural philosophers are crazy. I gotta move this body. Okay, saving.